This is Veda Sports, only on the VSiN Podcast Network.
Hello, folks. Well, a few weeks ago, I was eating pizza during a podcast. Mike is eating today. There's YouTube channels dedicated to people eating. Welcome to the Veda Sports Podcast. I'm now 9-15 for the year. Mike is a stellar 16-8. If you followed us bets, you'd be up 8 units. But Mike picked Detroit and Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
He lost 2. I won 2. The world is right again, Mikey. Mike the Matusow is a 4-time World Series of Poker winner. Mike knows sports, studies sports, and watches more games than all of us combined. Mike, your rant is on coaches?
Okay, so here it is. My rant is on I can't think anymore how I could literally, if I knew how to run plays, how to make plays, I would be a better coach than any of these people. It's so important to know that these coaches don't even have any idea what's going on in game theory. Let's start off with the worst coaching. There's 3 things I got to knock on this. The worst coach of the week belongs to the backup interim coach for the New York Giants. He led by 3 with like a minute and a half to go or 2 minutes to go.
Oh, that's horrible.
He doesn't run the ball twice. If he runs the ball twice, uses both their timeouts, and then he doesn't get in on 3rd down, they kick the field goal. They're up 6 with no timeouts, and they have to go the whole length of the field. But what does he do? He throws the ball twice, and then he doesn't kick the field goal to go up 6. Detroit gets the ball back, and of course Detroit couldn't do because they couldn't. Their offense has just been so bad for all but 1 week, the last 7 weeks, and they get a 60-yard field goal to tie the game, and then they lose in overtime.
Now, Mike, I know you're going to continue. I know you're going to continue on your three-pronged rant, but let Cantu and I comment on this. I'm sick. It's so the poker players, as we sit here and we watch these obvious blunders of epic proportion, like the mistakes that these coaches make. It's unbelievable. And I know that those wins are worth like $10 million each to the franchises, I was told by some of the owners. And so, like, it's inexcusable, some of the stuff that we watch. And I think that really probably 70, 80% of the people see this. How do the coaches not see? Run, kick the field. Go continue your rant.
The second worst coaching decision of the week belongs to the Super Bowl champion Indianapolis Colts. The reason why I say this is they had the Kansas City done, knocked out, history, game over, season over, 20-9 lead, 9 minutes to go in the game, right? They have the best running back in the NFL. They then have the ball 3 times in the 4th quarter. He goes pass, 3 and outs, 3 and outs. That's what they want to blame Daniel Jones for 22 yards in the 4th quarter. Well, listen, if they know they're going to pass, it's real easy to key on the pass with Daniel Jones, okay? You don't run any clock off of it, and it takes them. And what do? They then, here's what really pissed me off the most is now it goes to overtime. The defense has played lights out to make this a tie game. And in overtime, he goes, Jonathan Taylor, run. Now it's 3rd and 1, right? But here's the thing. They know it's going to be a Jonathan Taylor run on 3rd and 1. They loaded up on the entire side that he was lined up, and they get him 2 yards in the backfield. They got a punt, and then they lose the game in overtime. The play calling by Steichen is so bad. That is the second worst coaching decision. Okay, but the third worst, okay, was actually one of my biggest bets of the week was Arizona. I bought it to 3. The line was 2.5, so I ended up getting a push. With 25 seconds to go in regulation, the guy gets a pass down to the 9-yard line. They have 1 timeout left. All they have to do is call the timeout. They would then have 25 seconds from the 9-yard line, which is 3 plays probably in the NFL, to win the game. Instead, he lets the clock run down to 5 seconds and kicks the field goal, goes to overtime and loses. It's not even possible.
I mean, some of these coaching stuff is it's horrendous.
Horrible.
We've been watching it for years, the poker players, and talking about it. Anybody that knows anything, this isn't just about poker players. It's about anybody that knows strategy.
It's because the whole world can see it, but the coaches. That's what's always got me. I don't understand. I don't understand how they don't fix it, and or how that's not in the owners. If I was an owner, I would take away his power on that one thing. Be like, if you can't understand simple game theory, your power is like gone. And That's what I would do.
I mean, put me on the sideline with somebody. I mean, I'm not even a genius. I'm just like
That's what they need, Mike in someone's ear.
Put Cantu on the sideline. I mean, just put anybody with a brain on a sideline.
Yeah, it's horrible.
So it's interesting. I'm going to go back to this again, but the Kansas City Chiefs, Andy Reid was making all kinds of blunders. Great coach. Everybody loves him, blah, blah, blah. Everything's perfect except for the blunders he made.
He got ridiculed for not running the ball. And what did he do this week? He ran Kareem Hunt 30 times. Kareem Hunt, 30 rushes. The best running back in the NFL, Jonathan Taylor, 15 rushes.
But let me go back to when Reid was coaching Philadelphia. He made all kinds of really bad game theory decisions. We all watched it. And then he brought in a co-coach who helped him with all the basic game theory stuff and cleaned it all up. And so all of these guys, it doesn't cost any money. Hire someone who's really good at game theory and have them say, you need to run this play, coach. You know, right at the beginning of when the shot clock starts, you need to run this, and then that gives them a time to make a little decision. All right. That was. I love this. I love this coaching stuff because it's the one thing that we can criticize where we're 100% right. Okay, Brandon Cantu, a 2-time World Series of Poker winner, has some well thought out takes. We tease Cantu a bet about betting his entire net worth on one game. Before your rant, Cantu, you are still in Circa. There is a 9.3% chance you're going to win $18.5 million. And you just have all the big favorites left for the rest of the season. How are you feeling?
Well, I'm not good. The last 2 weeks, I've spent 6.5 of the quarters out of 8 trailing. I had the Lions last week. That's actually my rant. And I'll just kind of go into it. It only went up from I had 8.7% last week. Now I was like, I won a game. It's got to go way up. It only went up to 9.2% because when you're 13.5 point favorite wins, it was the most stressful game. So I watched the game with my kids, and it's kind of funny because Circa Survivor went from okay, you're in a contest. Starting last week, it went to serious. Then if you make it past Thanksgiving, this 2 week and one,
Thanksgiving's everything.
Then it gets to super serious, right? So now we're at serious. I have the Lions, and what happens to start the game? I'm watching it in my apartment with my kids. The Giants just go and just march down, get a quick touchdown, down 7-0. They had
Jameis Winston catching touchdown passes, buddy.
Wait, Cantu,
35.
Cantu, we're not cutting you off. How old are your kids?
12 and 14. You old enough that they understand the severity of this contest.
Yes, it's like the biggest swing of your life every week now, and you've got your kids, and you don't want to start throwing stuff.
Well, it's beyond that, where I don't usually get that animated when I'm by myself or around the kids. I mean, I might yell and this and that, but nothing crazy. Yeah. But now I'm in my apartment and I am just screaming and just pacing the hallways. It's the first half. So at halftime, Mike, hold on. At halftime, I realized we got to leave my apartment and we take the clan down to the bonus center. You know, they got 100-inch TV, turn it up, good sound system. I am just pacing back and forth, and the kids are now come on, What
drove you more crazy, when they did the flea flicker for the wide open touchdown to take a 7-0 lead, or when they did the reverse throw the ball to Jameis Winston, who breaks 3 tackles and gets for a touchdown?
That was still those weren't that bad because that was still the first half. It's when you get down, it was the second half stuff. Where
last drive that I was talking about earlier when they didn't kick the field goal, what were you thinking there?
Please let me finish.
Go ahead.
So we're now into the fourth quarter. They're down 11 with 11 minutes to go. I'm just pacing back and forth, just screaming, throwing things against the wall. Can't figure anything out. Now, me and the kids come up with a system that, it's because we're watching the game. We're missing the other ones. Let's turn on Red Zone. So we turn on Red Zone. Now we're going crazy because they're not switching to that game enough. But we're but it's been so bad on our superstitions to watch the game. And we're just going nuts. And so finally, because Red Zone starts really going to it at the end. And then it was zoom away. We're going nuts. Every time we turn back to the game, something bad would happen. So we'd have to flip it back to Red Zone. I'm going nuts. This is supposed to be the easiest game of the year. It's not. It is not.
It was the biggest favorite on board.
Yeah. So then It comes down and they kick a field goal. I'm watching this from about 150 feet away. This is to tie it from 62, was it? Or was it 62 or
61?
59 or something.
Yeah.
I heard 61, but then they said
I thought it was
59.
61, but
Yeah.
they go through. I'm glad I didn't see. Did you guys see this kick where
Dude, it goes all the way right? It goes
It
right.
looks-
And then it,
and hangs back in.
Wait, catch him.
And it was like a dog pile in my house.
the
Yes.
conspiracy. Listen to this. The conspiracy theories are saying they have magnets in the ball that make the ball go in, and they're showing all these. They go, no, I'm serious. I should show this video. I should have gave this video. I really should have gave this video for Danny to put out.
So funny. Cantu was benefited by the magnet finally. He's
mean-
$18.5 million floating out there, and boom, the ball. I mean, I watched that replay several times, Cantu. I can
so
just
funny.
imagine your 14 and 12-year-old. I'd like to have the blood pressure meter.
Well,
Mike,
they came in like dogpiled me. It was like that kind of. It was like they couldn't believe it. This was just so dramatic. So now we go to overtime and we take a vote. Do we go back to the Red Zone channel or do we go to the game? And we voted that it's
Red
luckier
Zone.
to watch on Red Zone.
you got to go. Yeah, you got to stay with what wins.
So first play of the game, we're like, man, it's been a long time. They haven't switched over. And we go, and all of a sudden the Lions are up. They scored first play, but of course they didn't catch it because it's Red Zone and they're up 7. We're like, yes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, boys, this is scary because now the Giants are going down. There's been no
They're going
defense
for
a
2
while.
if they do
They're
it.
going for 2. This
Yep.
is it. And Jameis comes down, and of course, he looks incredible. It's 4th and 10. This is the play that really got me. It's 4th and 10, and we think we've stopped them. What do the Lions do? They line up in the neutral zone. Is there
saw
anything
that.
worse
I
than
saw that.
lining up in the neutral zone on 4th and 10?
Yeah.
Like that'll send you into another lining up into the neutral zone. Anyways, long story short, we end up stopping. We won, and now it really brought the family together. This contest, because you want to talk about we never led until overtime. We haven't led we've led a quarter and a half out of the last 2. I'm never going against Jameis ever again. That's all I said.
You
Never.
always get the full Jameis experience. You get the
Oh my God.
the interceptions. You get the incredible long throws. He really is. If he doesn't throw the interceptions, there's nobody that throws the ball downfield better than Jameis Winston. I mean,
You know what,
he's
Mike?
just so
You
good.
know what? This is our best. This is Cantu delivered. He delivered the best rant ever.
All
I
right,
can
where's
just
yours?
see him and his kids. And Mike set it up with making fun of the Giants coach. That was great stuff,
Yeah.
guys. Okay, stop. We're on a roll here, but I'm not even going to give a rant. You guys were so good. We're coming back with our number 1 picks. Come back in a few minutes, folks.
You're listening to Feta Sports on the VSiN Podcast Network.
Welcome back, folks. We have a contest where we give away $500 a week to you guys, thanks to our sponsor, Edge Boost. Edge Boost's VSiN Average Show contest simply makes 7 picks each week, NFL or college, for your shot at $500. I already have an Edge Boost account. That prize doubles to $1,000. Now, this is pretty cool. Quarterly winners get airfare to Vegas, a 2-night stay to Circa Resort, and a guest spot on a VSiN show. Nice. It's free to
Sweet.
play. Join now at VSiN, VSIN.com/Joe, VSIN.com/Joe. Mikey has been red hot, but not this week. Still, he has the best record. He has the best record on the podcast. And a little birdie told me he's going to guarantee this pick. Mike, what's your number 1 pick of the week?
Well, first I want to apologize to everybody for 2 losers last week. I was completely not even close on either one of them. And the first one,
Thank you for apologizing, Mike. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
This was my fault. Okay, so I want to apologize. But because I've apologized and I haven't guaranteed a win in 2 weeks, we're going to go back to guaranteeing a game.
You're 2 for 2 on the guarantee, Mike.
2 for 2 on guarantee. And it's not because this team is getting the best quarterback in the NFL back, but the Ravens have looked terrible. Lamar Jackson has been terrible. They fixed their defense, but the offense is a disaster. The Cincinnati Bengals, I have looked this over. If they run the table and the Ravens lose to either the Steelers in Pittsburgh, Green Bay, or home versus the Patriots, the Cincinnati Bengals will win the division.
Wow.
So,
wait, what has to happen? Hold on, wait. What has to happen for the Bengals to win?
I mean, that's if the if Pittsburgh doesn't lose 3 times, but they're so bad they're going to lose. They're going to finish 9-8.
Mike,
okay?
the Bengals aren't winning the division. Please stop. But go on. I liked where you were going.
But they believe they can win the division. And if you look at the schedule,
I don't believe they do.
The schedule is just listen.
They have 8 losses, Mike.
Why are they bringing Joe Burrow back if they don't think they can win?
Because it's the Bengals. I'll tell you why. Because it's the Bengals franchise, and it's a doomed franchise that always makes Bengal decisions. If they were smart, turf toe we want to talk about a nagging, ask Deion Sanders, a nagging injuries that
he had surgery.
Career.
He's fixed. It's not a nagging injury once you've had surgery.
No. It can always come back. This turf toe is real serious. But go on.
But I just want you to know that last year they were 4-8. Okay, they ran the table, finished 9-8. Okay, now they're 3-8. They got to win 6 in a row to run the table. They believe they did it last year. They believe they could do it this year. And it starts, they have the Ravens twice in 3 weeks. And the schedule's weak, right? If the tough one's going to be after this week. They play at the Ravens and at the Bills. But then after that, they play Ravens home, at the Dolphins, the Cardinals, and the Browns. So they believe they could win this division by running the table. And the line is 7, and it's going down. It's going to go below 7. And I'm telling you guys right now, the defense looked great last week against the Patriots. The Patriots, they just gave that game away like they do every other game. The difference is Joe Burrow's not going to let them lose this week. I love the money line. A lot of people in Circa are going to go down because they're like, well, we could go with the Eagles at chalk, or we could go with the Ravens. The Eagles lost last, and so do you really want to go with the team against the Bears who've won 8 out of 9, or do you want to go against the Bengals who've lost 6 straight? So most of them are going to be on the Ravens. I think that's my handicap of the game.
Yeah. And it's 7. Definitely, we're going to give you 7. It does look like it's moving to 6.5 as we speak. All right. I mean, with Joe Burrow back, it just go ahead, Cantu.
Phil, I want to bring the audience a little into, because if you're not familiar, so Circa has its own week, is the Thanksgiving and Black Friday. I know we're going to talk about all 4 of these games, but this week is this and Christmas Day are the 2 toughest weeks. These are super tough. Nobody likes this week. All the games are going to be great. Get ready for a nice Thanksgiving feast with your families this year, because this is going to be this is the best slate ever. The NFL always gives us like a crappy slate. This year they tried, and I appreciate it. I'm not going to say, because I haven't quite figured out who I'm going to take in Circa, but I want to let everybody know I have the 3 biggest favorites. I have the Ravens, I have the Eagles, and I have the Chiefs. So we're going to talk it out kind of together. Now, on going with that, as far as the spread, I do like the Bengals. I follow Mike. I like the +7. I think this game is going to be tight. What scares me is I don't really know, and I don't think anybody knows, how is Joe Burrow going to be coming off a couple months of rust? What do you think, Phil? I'm just going to pass it off on that.
Yeah, no, nice. I mean, I do think, I think Mike's right, but I also think it's really, really hard to bet against our guy, to bet against Lamar Jackson,
But he's been so bad. Have you seen him since he got back? He's made 2 good drives against Miami in the second half.
Right, but past, how do they say that? Past performance does not guarantee future performance.
Well, yeah, that's what I thought. That's why I had J.J. McCarthy again last week. How bad is this motherfucker? Oh, sorry. How bad is this guy?
I mean, so I'll just say that this is a really tough game to predict. I'm going to go with you guys on this one, the Bengals, because this is Cincinnati's Super Bowl.
This really is their Super Bowl.
They're all in. If they lose this, their season's over. They can shut Burrow down.
If they win it, they'll believe they can run the table, and they believe they can win.
I don't believe they're getting it either way. But
I don't either. But I'm just, in the
mathematically,
in the locker
they are
room,
not
they believe
eliminated.
it. In the locker room, they believe it. So
you have to, I guess. You have
until this game's over.
Okay, so consensus pick, first pick out of the box. We're taking Cincinnati +7. Are they at home against the Ravens, Mikey?
No, they're on the road.
Okay, on the road. Okay, Brandon Cantu, what is your number 1 pick?
Number 1 pick. I'm going to go on our Thanksgiving Day slate. Another great game, by the way. Green Bay at Detroit. I watched both of these two full games I have very good recent picks on this, as both Green Bay and Detroit the last 2 weeks went up against Jameis. So I got to see both of these teams closely, and they're both kind of the same team, except Green Bay's defense is just better than Detroit's defense. I think that's the biggest difference. Is I feel like they can stop you at any time, where Detroit's offense has taken a step back from last year.
Yes.
It's not like a major difference. I think this is going to be a very good, very tight game, but the line is only 2.5. And I think Green Bay is going to win it outright. I think they're going to win on a last second field goal. They're going to win by 1 or 2, real tight. Give me Green Bay.
Mikey.
All right. So this game is a game I really looked at because this game is so important to the Lions because they have to go play the Rams on the road next week. Okay. And if they lose this game, they cannot win the division. And if they lose this game and next week to the Rams, they're on jeopardy of making the playoffs. They have a very, very tough schedule. Oh, wow. I really tore this game apart. I believe that Green Bay is the better team. Okay. The offense for Detroit has been, you take out the Washington game where everybody
I agree with you, Mike.
Puts 20 points up against Washington, and the last 7 weeks, the offense has been awful. And the defense will be better, and Green Bay still is not scoring points here. So I almost made my best bet in this game, the under 49, because Green Bay's not scoring points. They had 17 offensive points last week against Minnesota. Yeah, they won 23-6. They got the punt returner game 7. They're not scoring points. The week before, against the Giants, they scored 27. Everybody gets 27 against them. And then the 2 weeks before, they went 16-10. The loss of Tucker Kraft is massive to this team. Here's the thing: is I kind of lean with you, but I kind of don't because you could also look at Detroit, and this is what I came off the top of the show, was I was telling you the reason why I was mad about my Detroit pick last week is I thought they were playing the Vikings on Thursday, not the Packers. And they know that the game against the Packers is pretty much for everything. And they came flat and almost cost them the game. And so if they kind of looked past Giants to start last week, it came a little flat because they were looking forward to this game. And you know how the NFL is like a week-to-week league.
Yep.
Then they're at home. They never lose at home, and they want the revenge. Everything points your way, but I'm going to go opposite and take Detroit. And even though everything points your way,
it's a good pick. I think Green Bay needed that game last week against JJ, which I don't think JJ is very good. They needed a get right game.
Yeah,
get your confidence back. They needed a confidence. They needed to make a quarterback look really bad. I think they caught JJ. I don't think he's as bad. I think he's a bad quarterback, but I don't think he's as bad as Green Bay made him look last week in the highlights.
And a lot has to do with the fact, and I've brought this up many times, is the defense kept them in the game. It's 10-6. They know they're not going to score that many points, and they start the second half off with the guy going back for a punt return on his own 4-yard line, muffing it, handing Green Bay 7, and now when it's 17-6, now they could unload on the quarterback. They don't have to play cover. They can just feast on them, which they did. So I truly believe if the guy doesn't muff the punt, they got the ball right there. The game's going to stay close. And after the muff punt, I think it really just took the heart out of Minnesota. So, again, the game, we always talk about the game within the game. And even though McCarthy looked horrible, 23-6, if they don't muff that punt, everything could have been different. So,
Okay. All right. Here we go from Mike. If one thing changes on another in a blowout game, but whatever. Okay. Here we go. I hate the pick. I love Detroit in this game. I'm rooting.
Wow.
I want to be very clear.
Yeah.
I am a Green Bay Packer homer. Love them. I'll be rooting for them no matter what. My heart is with Green Bay. In case people are calling me out for not being a Packers guy. I am a Packers guy. I was at a Super Bowl they lost. I brought my dad. I was at a Super Bowl they won. So I love the Packers. However, the Packers smashed Detroit in the first game. And Detroit doesn't forget. And I think that's why they struggled with the Giants.
Yeah, that's where I made.
They were looking ahead. They were looking ahead. And so when you're looking ahead, not all your energy is with the Giants. They squeaked by, thank God. And now They're going to play the Packers, who they've been looking at this entire time. I think it's going to be a massive game. We're talking about Thanksgiving, and I think Detroit's going to win big, but I will be rooting for the Packers.
See, that's kind of like where I was at. I'm like, if they really come flat? Because I overlooked this. Like I said, I thought they were playing Minnesota this week. If they came flat for the game, and you saw how hard they played the second half to win it, but like. Then they're all in, because I said earlier in the year, wait till the rematch. They're going to go all in to kick the shit out of this team.
All in.
So,
they're all in.
That's why I kind of just even though all your points made sense, Cantu, and I was kind of thinking the same.
Yeah.
But this is also
okay, guys. Enough of this game. We're moving on to my number one pick, the Los Angeles Chargers, minus 9.5, hosting the Raiders. I'm sick of picking these big favorites on the road. Although I was 2-0 last week. The Chargers are coming off a bye, and 2 weeks ago, that's smashed by the Jaguars. I mean, smashed. Harbaugh is going to have his team fired up with all the mistakes they made against the Jaguars. Justin Herbert, I think, is going to come out red hot. So the Raiders looked horrendous against the Browns and awful against the Cowboys last week. Guys, the Raiders have averaged 13 points per game the last 5 weeks. And last 5 weeks, they've given up 26 points per game. That's a spread of 13 points. The Chargers at home, they've had 2 weeks to rest. They've had the crap beat out of them by the coach, by everybody. You guys suck. You guys suck. You guys suck. And this is what happens when a team loses. I think they're going to win. I really think I'm going to probably have to look for alternate lines. They might win this by 21 points. That's my number one pick. All right.
Yeah. Let me take it from there. Now that we're talking about Circa, this is the 13B slate. There is the Rams Panthers. Not many, only 11% have the Panthers. So really, this is the most common pick on the board that people have available, because people don't really have the Seahawks Vikings. There's not much of it left. I would like to have you guys let me know if you like them for 13B. Raiders, Chargers. This is where I'm leaning right now. But the problem with this pick is I do think they win. But I think 40% are going to be on this in Circa. I hate to be the sheep, especially when we're behind pace. Yeah. Also, guys, if you like this, make sure to subscribe to our channel down there on everything. Hit the subscribe button. I would like people in the comments to let me know, should I take this for 13B? Because me and Jay White have been really talking about this. Should we go with this pick?
Yeah. Our NASCAR driver friend, Jason White. Cantu, did you comment on the spread?
I like the Chargers. I do. I like the Chargers. I think they're going to, I agree with you, Phil. I think 21 feels right.
Okay. So this is a game I looked into again, because I know it's going to be the chalk on in the Survivor picks. And I have one entry left. I had a chance to win yesterday. I needed Carolina to win. San Francisco played as bad as it could, but Bryce Young is just the worst quarterback ever. But
McCarthy, but continue.
So the line opened 10. It got moved to 9.5. First thing I thought was exactly what Still thought. I'm like, coming off a bye, they're going to just murder this team. And then I looked deeper into this game, and I noticed, why is this line dropped from 10 to 9.5 coming off of a bye? Well, the Chargers are not getting any of those 4 offensive linemen back. Okay, well, one's out for the year, but the other 3, okay, I thought with the week off, they'd be back, and they're missing at least 2 offensive linemen. At least 3 and maybe 4. Okay. The Raiders have a unbelievable pass rush with Crosby. You've seen that. And Herbert has, because of the offensive line problems, has been having to release the ball in 2.2 seconds, the quickest in the NFL. And that's why 2 weeks ago when I had the Jags all in on that game, with the second time west to east, I'm like, Herbert's just not going to be able to keep holding up like this. Coming off the bye, I think they'll make some adjustments. The Raiders fired their offensive coordinator. They fired 2 coaches this week. So they're going to.
Who was the other coach, Mike? I know the
offensive coordinator, but there was a special teams coach they fired.
I didn't hear that. Okay.
Yeah. And so it's a division game. You know how these division games work out.
Yes,
and they always play. The Raiders always play the Chargers tough. And if it wasn't for the injuries, I would totally agree with Phil. But because of the injuries, division game, I think the Chargers win, but it's not going to be easy because they hate each other.
Let me go back to what I was saying. The Raiders, the problem with the Raiders, they're not doing anything good right now. They used to be good on defense and play almost great defense, but they're playing good. They're not even doing that good.
Well, when their offense goes 3 and out every time and your defense is on the field the whole game, you're going to look like crap, you know?
I don't like Chip Kelly getting fired, and this is why, especially when you're the highest paid offensive coordinator. Geno has looked so bad. Chip Kelly is getting fired because Geno looks bad. At least let his backup play a little bit. Give me 1 week of the backup.
Dude, the play calling's been terrible, dude.
Chip Kelly,
he's only been there for 10 weeks. I mean, Geno has been bad. He would have got anyone fired in Seattle last week. Last year. But
Chip Kelly put him in. You can't when you put him in no win situations. This is what happens. That's exactly why I'm so mad at Steichen. When you put Daniel Jones in situations where you can't win, you don't win. The play calling has to be better. And I would have fired
mobile quarterbacks, once they hit 36, look at Michael Vick. He couldn't even play at 36. They're just not the same. That's when the pure passers.
I guess you'd be never a mobile quarterback.
Geno, what are you talking about? Geno, of course, was a mobile quarterback. He's very fast and he runs. What are you talking about? He has no feet now.
He's a pocket passer. Alrighty.
It's not a pocket passer, but go on.
There you go. Division game.
Okay, guys. Mike's against us. All right, now listen. Woodley is not here, but we're gonna do his pick quickly here. We're running out a little bit of time here. Kansas City -3 at the Cowboys. I love this pick. Kansas City's defenses look great. The Cowboys have looked great. I think Cantu thinks the Cowboys are the team.
Cowboys. Love them.
But you have Mahomes, who needs to win, and this Kansas City defense has been incredible. And Kansas City, I remember 12 years ago, 14 years, whenever it was, 15 years ago, it was a while back, where they said New England was like 0-2 or whatever. They said it's the end of New England. And they smashed that team. And now people are saying if Kansas City loses, the end of Kansas City. They're not ready to give up. I love Kansas City -3. Cantu.
Hate it.
It's at Cowboys.
I can't believe how much that one Quinnen Williams, the defender they picked up at the trade deadline, has done. The funny thing about this is, wouldn't it just be hilarious? I mean, it would take a lot to not happen, as if the Cowboys win out from the trade deadline and they don't get in. I kind of thought that would be. I mean, they're probably 92%.
If they win out, they're going to get in.
They're like 92%, but I thought it'd be how funny that would be as they win out or lose one and don't get in. Even if they lose one, they need a lot of help. I mean, the Lions are out. They're sitting in the 8th seed at 7-4, and they're on the outside looking in. So they got to run 2 teams down that are very, very good teams.
The Cowboys. I'm glad you pointed that out, Cantu. I did not know that. The Cowboys, even if they lose one game, they might not make the playoffs.
Yeah, I saw something where they're 82%. They'll probably get in if they lose one, but they need a lot of help. If they lose one, they really can't afford to lose a game. I mean, it's losing 2, and if they're like 8% to get in, if they lose 2 the rest of the way. I saw. But anyways, the Cowboys, you want to talk about a get right, coming together. You want to come together as a team, get down 21-0 to the Eagles.
Crush them.
Arguably the best team in the league. They look great.
Everything was self-inflicted by Dallas the first half. They kicked the crap out of the Eagles.
They come back, and to come back down 21 like that, it felt like they just had a coming together. It was kind of cute. I kind of like Dallas to run the table. I think they're going to beat the Chiefs outright. And I think they might even win this game kind of easily. Watch this. I mean, can the Chiefs start there and go up there and score in the 30s? I disagree with Phil that the Chiefs have some incredible defense. I think it's a good defense. I don't think it's incredible. Yeah. I think the Cowboys are going to put them in the 30s. I don't know that the Chiefs can win that type of game. I don't think their offense is that good.
Mike, thoughts?
This game was, well, I was hoping the line went to 3. I know last week Kansas City was very fortunate that the coach was an idiot for Indianapolis. And the thing is I don't think the Cowboys are that good. Like the Eagles, I told you all year, their offense is terrible, okay? Kansas City's offense is really, really good unless they're up against a great defense. The Colts have a great defense, and they still struggled last week. The Cowboys still have but you can't say that one person that they picked up the trade deadline and the Dallas Cowboys defense is fixed. The Eagles offense has been broken all year. The Raiders have sucked all year. I think Kansas City wins. I think they win easy.
Okay, here we go, guys. We're going to take a little break here. We gave you our 4 number 1 picks and our rants. We're coming back in 1 minute.
You're listening to Feta Sports on the VSiN Podcast Network.
The Fade Us Sports Podcast is brought to you by our sponsor, Splash Sports. If you don't know Splash, the founders bought officefootballpool.com. Yeah. Runyourpool.com. And they're now live in 45 states in Canada. Thanks, guys. Download the Splash Sports app, currently sitting at number 10 in the sports app store and climbing. And you'll find all sorts of contests and bets starting at $5. Thanks again to Splash Sports for sponsoring the Fade Us podcast. Mikey, what's your number 2 NFL pick of the week?
I went back and forth on this so many times. I didn't know what to do, but I'm going on the team coming off an embarrassing loss with 10 days off. I know the back end and the whole defense is completely injured, okay? But there is no worse pass defense than the Steelers. You watch what Williams carved them up last week. I'm taking the Bills. This is a must-win game for the Bills. If they lose, they're in jeopardy of missing the playoffs because they would now the Steelers would have the wild card edge over them, and they'd both be 7-5. It's a must-win game. That Steeler back-end defense is so bad, they're going to put up at least 31. You ask yourself, can Rodgers, who's looked so bad for 3 weeks before the one he missed last week, can they put up 28? I don't see it. Give me the Bills in a high-scoring game, minus a 3.5.
All right, Cantu.
No, there is almost no bigger hater on the Bills than me. I've said it almost every week this year. Fire the coach. Fire.
Agree.
He needs to be
Agree.
gone
I'm with you on all that.
immediately.
I'm with you on all that.
They're going to waste Josh Allen's whole career to find out if they really could have done something. And maybe we'll find out the coach was good, but you got to see what's on the other side. I think they lose outright. I think this is the perfect game that Pittsburgh wins. Pittsburgh loves to take advantage on the team that's not right. You got to be right when you play Pittsburgh. I can't explain what it is, but if you're not right and you go play Pittsburgh, it's like they pick on all your vulnerabilities. And I just don't think they get over it. I don't think they're even close to fixing. The only time the Bills ever do good is coming off a bye or near a bye. They're nowhere near it now. Give me the Steelers, win outright.
Tomlin has his players in the right position all the time. So when these games get slowed down, slogged down, bogged down, low-scoring games, he managed to pull off a lot of wins. Okay. Now we all agree he makes a lot of strategy decisions that are questionable, that are mistakes. We agree with that. So I think this is a really tough one for me. I'm going to go with the Steelers, and they might actually lose this game by a point or two. Yeah. And I'm still going to
the hook.
cover.
I hated laying, because I almost wanted to say money line because I know they're going to win somehow. But you guys might be right.
My number 2 pick, Miami Dolphins, -6 hosting the Saints. Dolphins are coming off a bye. 2 weeks ago, they smoked the Bills. Last week, they beat the Commanders, and then they had a bye. They're as healthy as they've been, and the Saints have been horrendous. This is a great one. Also, I have both of my survival pool picks on this. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. It's a really big week for me, and I really, really need the Dolphins to win this game. I'm laying the 6. The Saints have shown me nothing all year. Cantu, thoughts?
Give me the Saints. I hate the whole AFC East, so I don't even like the Patriots. I'm an AFC East hater. I like the Saints. The Saints haven't been playing so bad, Phil. I mean, look, they just beat the Panthers. If anybody beat the Panthers,
you talked me into not using Miami 2 weeks ago to save them, which was the right move, by the way.
Whoa. You're talking about giving 6 points. I think Miami wins, but I think give me a field goal, one to 3. I like them to win. Dolphins can't be laying 6 to anyone.
Yeah, agree.
Mikey?
Now, this was almost my number 2 pick, the one the Dolphins. Then I started looking about all their friggin' games. Like, take away the Bills game. They gave away 4 games. This team should be 8-3, but somehow they're 4-7. They're a really good team. They're gonna win, but they
6.
I just can't lay. I just don't think that this defense is good enough to lay 6 to anybody. I do think they win. And listen, they could cover. This was almost my second number 2 pick. I kept saying, I looked at all the results.
That's funny. I love the Saints.
And all the results told me that this team cannot lay 6 to anybody. So,
yes, that's the whole thing. They can't lay 6.
And listen, I was with Phil until I did some research this
Here
morning.
I go again on my own.
6 is a lot
Going
of points
down
in
the only road
they-
I ever know.
Listen.
I don't care. I mean, I have a lot of money in the survivor picks, so I really need them to win. It's okay.
Well,
if they
I'm going to
only
have
win
that. By the way, they'll be my.
I
think they're going to be my survivor pick too. But I just don't think that they can lay 6. The Saints. Because I had Atlanta last week, one of my very few winners.
All right, Mikey, we got to move on. Cantu, give us your number 2 pick.
Number 2 pick, Bears at the Eagles. We're going to go to that Black Friday game. Now, this is
Friday.
Interesting. A Black Friday noon Pacific start, a very rare time. This game it's such a great game. I mean, you're talking about the 2 hottest teams right now. Even though they lost last week, they're still the hottest teams in the NFC. Both 8-3, I believe, coming through. I just don't, the Bears are playing so sneaky. Give me the dog again. This makes the 4th game. I like all the dogs. Now, you want to talk about that's how hard the Circa is going to be on the Thanksgiving Black Friday slate. I think the Bears are going to keep it close. I like the Bears to win outright. Very close last second field goal either way. Give me that. Give me the Bears.
The Eagles, when Lane Johnson, the number 1 or number 2 best offensive lineman in the NFL, doesn't play over the last 12 years, they are now 1-10. That's why everybody was against Dallas last week. So now you have a team that never wins without Lane Johnson. They can't run the ball. The Bears pass defense, they lead the league in turnovers, 28 turnovers, something like that. This game here, if the Bears win this game, they're in the playoffs, no matter who they play down the
Wouldn't this be hilarious if the Bears just somehow, people aren't even talking about it, they could win the NFC. You win this game, I mean,
if they
sky's
win this
the
game,
limit.
They
Sky's
win this
the limit.
game. They win
I don't
this
think
game,
they're going to do it, but if they do.
I don't think they win. I don't think they're going to win either. I think the sky's falling in Philadelphia is a little overrated. But, listen, every good team the Bears have played, they have been absolutely blown out by the guy. They got Tyler Huntley with the Ravens beat him like 30-14.
Bears beat the Steelers. Steelers are an all right team. There's nothing wrong. That's a nice win. I don't care if you win by 3. You just got to win against the Steelers.
Their only win they have this year against a winning team is against the Steelers, who after this week's versus the Bills will no longer be a winning team.
I will say the Bears play this weird kind of game where, just like you said, they get a lot of turnovers. They are built to win by like 1 or 3 in the heart attack type of games. So I don't think it really matters who they play. Their games are always going to be like that, whether it's a good team or a bad team. They're just not a great team right now.
The Eagles' offense has been broken all year. I've told you it's broken all year, and I'm not laying 7 with a broken offense.
Okay, I agree with you guys. I had the Chicago Bears the last 2 weeks, and I mean, like
Pittsburgh last week.
They just keep underestimating the Bears, I think. And there's been a lot of turnovers. Caleb Williams has been strong down the stretch, and it looks like a real team to me. Yeah, it looks like a real team to me now. Now, of course, Mike thinks nobody's a real team. The Eagles suck. Everybody sucks.
The thing about this game is important is the Bears were missing 5 of their defensive starters against Pittsburgh. That's why I had Pittsburgh plus a 3 in that game. But I think they're getting 2 of them back this week, which is going to help. If they don't get any of them back this week, the line's moving down because I know they're getting 2 back. If they get 3 back, I'm going to love the Bears.
And by the way, on my site, this is 7. We're going to give ourselves the full 7 points.
All these are coming back. I've watched these Thanksgiving lines. They have way more movement because there's so much money being bet on the holiday games. They're all about to move.
Double-digit favorites last week, 0-3. They are now like 28% on the year.
If you like the favorites, I'd wait on all 4. If you like the underdogs, bet them now.
That's why Phil's at the bottom of the pick 'em. We haven't talked about that yet either, by the way.
No, wait. To be fair, the one I bet, you and I have a side bet, and PH 18 is not at the bottom, but PH 17, because I have 2 picks, is third to last. I've had a very bad year picking against
Mike.
spread.
This is your chance to say something to Phil.
I spotted the guy for 10,000, 5 wins. He's now, I think, 7 wins behind me.
No.
Like I went 4-6 this week, and I don't think he picked up any ground.
Hold on, Mike. I have to say one last thing. Mike, we need to do some math and figure out once in how many years generationally bad is Phil's pick, like we did to you, where we figured out it was like one in whatever it was, 123, 1 in 123
It's a
years.
long ways to go.
Yeah,
I was so bad last week. I had 8 dogs, and I'm like, I hate having 8 dogs. But a lot of the dogs won, just not the ones I had. There was 8 dogs I covered.
Yeah, I decided to go with it. One more week with the favorites. I said, certainly this is the week all the favorites are good. Now, I did give the viewers 2 wins, but unfortunately, I think I was 4-6 and picked up no ground on Mikey, who was 4-6. I keep thinking the favorites are going to all win soon, and I'm gonna flip Mike.
Yeah,
all right,
the favorites that you had were the dogs that I won. That were my only winning games. And
thanks, Mike.
If we switched our pick, we could have gone 10-0.
Are we giving you our picks?
My winners,
we're giving you our rants. Time to take a break, and on the other side, we're going to give you our thoughts on survival pool picks. Big money. Cantu is still on the hunt for $18.5 million. I'm still on the hunt for $2.5 million. See you in a second.
You're listening to Feta Sports on the VSiN Podcast Network.
Folks, you might be listening to this podcast because you want an edge. Well, you're not getting it from me. You have the mindset. Now it's time to get the toolkit to match. Pro bettors spend thousands of dollars on data tools, but what they don't want you to know is you can get the same edge for a fraction of the cost with VSiN Pro, VSiN Pro. With VSiN Pro, you'll get access to expert picks, public betting data, prop projections, powerful tools, analytics, and more. Just tap the link in the description and see why thousands of bettors are already using VSiN Pro to cash more bets. All right, on to the most exciting segment. It's going to be short, though, for us. I have 2 picks left with 500 players left for $2.5 million. Cantu has 1 pick left for $18.5 million with a 9.3% chance to win. I'm going to say very quickly, I'm picking 2 games per week. I've had big favorites almost every week all the way to the end. I'm out if Miami doesn't win. So I'm kind of all in on Miami. I have to take them -6. Cantu.
If you want to really win this pool, man, I'm telling you, and you have a Detroit or the Chiefs, I think there's a good chance they all lose. I mean, I really do. The underdog slate is so good. Or, I'm sorry, if you think that the Eagles and the Ravens are going to lose, man, you come in and slide in with a cute Lions pick or a cute Chiefs pick, you could be damn near winning the pool where we're log jammed at 900 people. I don't know. I flip a coin. I don't know what I would do. I haven't decided yet.
The thing is if you look back at the last 7 Thursday night games, all 7 home teams have won, including 6 home underdogs out of those 7. So, when we kind of look at these games and we say, well, the Bears +7, the Eagles, I heard how terrible they're going. They want the offensive coordinator fired. They're just going crazy in Philadelphia. So you have to avoid the chalk this week, which is going to be the Chargers. They're going to be 40% owned. The 2 guys that I'm up left against are both going to have the Chargers. Okay. And I'm going to go Miami or Philadelphia. I think Philly wins, but doesn't cover.
I have the Chargers and Kansas City as 2 of my picks, and Miami and San Francisco as my other 2 picks. Apparently, I lost my Miami pick.
By the way, Phil, that to let you know that 49ers Browns line in the last 24 hours has fallen from 6.5 to 4.5. That is
it's
massive
5.
drop.
I see 5, 4.5 right now.
It was 4.5 when I started, but somewhere right in there. So
because San Francisco showed you how horrible they were last night. I mean, they literally won a game that with any other quarterback they lose, let alone cover.
That was the most disappointing 11-point win. Man, both teams looked awful last night.
For me, getting +7.5, holding the Niners to 20 and 3 turnovers because Bryce Young is like a not even a high school quarterback, a junior high quarterback.
Just 2 weeks ago, Mike was telling us how good he was.
Kim, he screwed me 2 weeks ago against Atlanta. This idiot throws for 458 yards, comes back from 14-0 versus Atlanta. There was a meme I saw on Twitter yesterday was like, oh, this is Bryce Young. They showed the stats when he's not playing the Atlanta Falcons.
Why do you guys like the Vikings +10.5 at Seattle? Cantu.
Because Seattle couldn't even beat the Titans by 10.5. It seems like they're just not, they're just young. They're not that good yet. Darnold is still new to the team. I just don't like them blowing anybody out. I like them winning games, but not blowing teams out.
Mikey.
Because teams that are laying double digits are 28% on the year, and like lifetime they're like 33, 35%. And I don't like the Vikings. I hate them, but they're going to have the rookie quarterback's going to be playing, and he has to be better than J.J. McCarthy.
Boys, on the way out, I've never lived in Las Vegas, and my wife and I have been spending a week looking at places here, and it's pretty nice. We're looking at some very cool places. So Phil Hellmuth,
get a lot of bang for your buck.
Phil Hellmuth is going to end up with a Nevada driver's license after a Wisconsin driver's license, a California.
You could rent me out a room,
We tried the three of us.
I promise you that won't be happening.
We tried the three of us, and this was pretty good, guys. Nice podcast. Bye-bye.